I just wanted to bring y'all in radio style, you know. So if you're just tuning in, this is Deeva Gordon with the Deeva Show on Sador Radio. Oh my goodness, hair's all over the place. Anyway, so if you're just tuning in, this is Deeva Gordon with the Deeva Show. I am on Sador Radio, and I'm adjusting some things as far as my camera is concerned. Trying to make sure I got some adequate air blowing also. So this is Deeva Gordon with the Deeva Show. I am on Sador Radio at 12 noon every second and fourth Thursday. So I'm coming to you. I have some information, some inspiration, just coming to you all talking about a lot of different things. It's been a lot of different things that's going on. Where do I begin? I don't usually get into some of the topics that, how could I say, difficult, delicate to many. A lot of people share different opinions. Everybody has one, and it's understandable. Some people agree on things, and some people just simply don't and won't agree on things. I mean, we have that obvious with what's going on with our stimulus bill. Our second stimulus bill. But I am going to come to y'all and speak on briefly on this topic, because something I heard just disturbed me. And of course, I know it disturbs everybody when you hear it. So I can't address and say where I was when this was said, or even who said it, but the fact that it was said at all was just disturbing. The whole shooting of Mr. Blake. What I heard, and I'm just going to put that out there first. What was said was all he had to do was comply. Now, we're all going to have different opinions on that. And then they went on to say that it was confirmed that he had a weapon, a gun in the car. But I'm just going to say this. 7, not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, 7 in the back. How many? And the shirt was being held at the same time. How many bullets do we need to kind of like disarm someone where they're no longer a threat? Do we need 7? And I'm just going to put it out there. When I heard it, it really affected me. And I hear a lot of things. And I'm just going to say, some of you that know me personally and know some of the conversations that I have with you all about some things that I deal with on a regular basis. But I'm not going to bring that to social media. I just want to talk about some of these incidents and things that happen. And unfortunately, I can't go into detail about things. But what was said was all he had to do was comply. Understanding that he could have complied. And maybe it would not have escalated. However, there's no justification for shooting someone, holding someone's shirt, and literally standing behind them and shooting them 7 times. How could that be justified in any way, shape, form, or fashion? I'm just trying to understand how this is happening, and how some people, and sometimes I just try to, I guess, get in the heads of those that have some of those thoughts. And just, I know a friend of mine, Lonnie, she just posted on her page the other day that sometimes you ask yourself, like, You really think like that? Like, you honestly think that these 7 bullets were justified because he didn't immediately comply? Now, I will say, I watched the video. I watched this video several times, and it was another comment that was made too, and I'm going to discuss that too. But in watching the video, he seemed aggressive as far as he was upset, not aggressive as he was trying to go after the officers, because they were, you could see them clearly walking behind him, and then he opens the car door, and when he reaches down, now, understandably, an officer will feel like they're in danger. Yes, because you are now opening a car door and you're reaching into a car door. But once that first bullet, which it shouldn't have went off, he got tasered. But if you got his shirt, I still, any scenario, any way, I just cannot see the justification of 7 bullets in a person's back at that close range. And it was crazy when I heard the comment, and I knew I was going to hear comments. I already prepared. Whenever something happens, I get up close and personal reactions to some of the things that are happening that you're seeing on the news. And that's all I can say. That's all I'm going to say. And some of the things are just crazy. For instance, the 17-year-old that was arrested for shooting while they were out in the middle of the protest, a comment was made about that. And that comment was, he was defending himself. What do y'all think about that? What do you think about that comment? That he was just defending himself. I mean, when you look at the video, you see people running down the street. It looked like he was possibly, I don't know. I'm just questioning. I'm just asking questions. I'm not making assumptions. But it looked like he was being somewhat aggressive. And the people that were approaching him were possibly trying to get him to stop what he was doing. Don't know what led up to that, but it looks like he just turned and just opened fire. If I'm talking a little slow, that's because my feedback for some reason is doubling over, so I apologize. However, that I'm just going to say, if it was a black man walking down the street with a rifle like that, and he turned around and he shot multiple people in that fashion, it would not be looked at as he was defending himself. Again, I just don't understand where the justification of senseless acts of killings is just going on and on and on. And I wanted to bring it to you, and I wanted to talk to you all about it, because it's very disturbing to me to watch and hear people justify certain actions when, to me, it's just clearly wrong. You give an excuse for a 17-year-old to just randomly shoot people and say it was self-defense. But you also give an excuse for these cops to basically shoot this man in his back 7 times. So I wanted to come and talk to you all about it. Like I said, everybody has an opinion. I'm not going to stay on the topic. I do want to come and talk to you all about some lighter things that are going on. Yeah, I see that. I did see that they were chasing him, so that's why I said what led up to it. But what did he do prior to that with that gun? Did he shoot somebody before he got to that point? Like, as they say, we don't have all of the footage. I don't know. but it did appear that he was being chased. So I don't know. Is it self-defense? If everybody is out there and a lot of people were armed and someone's chasing you and you have a gun on you, I'm guessing you would do that. I don't know. So that's why I'm saying I don't know, but it was an immediate response. Oh, he was just defending himself. But I had to come and talk to y'all about, these comments that were made, because sometimes I need to get others' opinions, and of course, not just my own, and be selfish and just have my own thoughts and my own opinions. You know what I mean? It's just that I think that, like I said, a threat is one thing, and if you are basically, and they were behind this suspect, they were behind him. And once he opened that car door, it kind of like presented a threat because they had no idea what he had in the car. However, what I don't understand is the part of tasing him, and then holding his shirt and shooting him 7 times while you holding on to his shirt. That's what I have a problem with. I mean, we can talk about it, or we can move it on, we can table it, or what have you, but that's what I have an issue with. Because of course, if someone is being threatened, they want to do what they have to do, but sometimes it's over the top, which this is, to me, clearly just over the top. Thank God he survived it. There's been different stories saying it was just a knife, and then I heard that there was a gun in the car, but it's never been confirmed it was a gun in the car. But here we are again, having to be a witness to yet another incident, while this country it has not repaired, and it's going to be a long time before it repairs from all of the senseless deaths that have taken place. But here we have another incident to add to the list. Me personally, I'm just going to say to you, I hear a lot of stuff that I can't repeat, of course, but I'm just going to say, I just pray for peace. I do. I pray for peace for everybody, because everybody does have a stance. Everybody has a view. One of the things my brother and I always said is that they weren't raised in our household, which means that not everybody has the teachings that we have. Not everybody has the thoughts that we have. Not everybody has the understanding that we have. Everybody has been raised in different households. And what may be the norm for someone else is not necessarily our norm. And if you've never been taught to think a different way, you're not going to think that way. I had a conversation talking about the youth last night. I used to have a youth organization, and many times my girls and some of the guys would say, why don't we, start drill back up and this, that, and the other. But this is contributing to what I was saying, everybody's not raised in the same household. For instance, where I used to have, I'm sorry, I'm blocking y'all. Where I used to have my youth organization is where I grew up. I wanted to give back to my neighborhood. And giving back to my neighborhood, I was a cheer coach, a cheer coordinator, and I loved my kids, but all of them, but as time grew on, the temperature started to change. The temperature seriously started to change as far as the children, as far as the respect level. And I'm not saying this is everybody across the board. I'm just saying the respect level of people communicating with you, the way the parents communicate with you. And I know some of you all that deal with the youth, back in the day, if we was down the street throwing rocks and it hit something and broke something, what have you, if another parent on that block saw you throw that rock, they took you back home to your parent and told your parent what you did, you got in trouble. But if you do that today, that parent is going to be like, why did you put your hands on my child? I didn't beat your child. I just brought your child home. It's more or less like they wasn't bothering you. Was it your glass that they broke or whatever? And then you get into a battle with the parent. A lot of times when we have children that are raising children without core values. When I say children raising children, people tend to think because they're 30 or 32 or 34 that they grown, but they still have childish mind thoughts as far as teaching their children certain values, moral values. As you can see, you have so much violence, gun violence. I watched the news last night and my heart hurt because it was a transgender woman that went to her front door because there's activity that was going on in front of her door. She asked them to move from in front of her door. And then you had a whole slew of, it was a couple adults and kids that bum rushed into her house and beat her down in front of her husband, in front of her children. Everybody was not raised in your household. And I'm saying that to attach it to everything, because when I was doing my youth organization, as I began to get older, the kids started to change. And that time where you can be like, some you can still do. You're like, you know what, let me holler at you for a minute. Come here, let me talk to you for a minute. And you have a really good conversation and a teaching moment to help redirect them from certain behaviors that they're having, or teach them a different way to channel their emotions so that they can still participate in your practice or your rehearsal and still be productive. Like, I enjoyed having those conversations to bring our children from one place to another place in a positive direction. And I couldn't, it started to become too difficult. Not that I would ever not be there for my youth, because I still am in every which way, but I just don't have my youth organization any longer. But when I'm talking about this, I'm talking about adults that are not teaching their children the core values. They don't have them themselves. So when we're looking at everything, the violence and everything that's going on, the world is going haywire because there's like a whole generation that missed that core teaching, of how to emotionally handle yourself. Now, don't get me wrong. A lot of times, growing up back in the 60s and 70s, a lot of times you wasn't allowed to discuss how you felt about things. Children were seen and not heard. So a lot of kids did go without that communication. I was thankful to have that communication as I was growing up. But again, like I said, everyone was not raised in my household. So when I hear certain comments and certain things that are being said, just like my friend Lonnie said on her page yesterday, she said, wow, you really think like that. And it's true. A lot of people really have thoughts that I just don't understand. Like those kids rushing into that woman's house. Like, how dare you? How are you just rushing in somebody's house? How what if her husband had a gun? Oh, yes. Sadiq, yes. Listen, there are still pockets of racism, and it astonishes me to hear some of the communication that I hear. And the thing about it is, and I know you said it's pockets of racism that is going on, but unfortunately, the thing about it is they do not realize a lot of times, and I'm saying they, and I'm going to say black, red, white, brown, orange, purple. If you've been raised in that environment, and this is what you really, honestly, unless you're out there with, the Confederate flag, like, bandanas and guns and all of that kind of stuff, like that's just openly, racist. But it's the ones that don't realize that they are racist and they're making racist comments, or have a racist view, or have a very biased view when it comes to certain situations and certain incidents. Again, I can't release details about certain things, but I even had, I'm just going to say, a work counterpart. that said to me that they thought I was broke. Now, I'm not rich, but I'm never broke. I mean, one of the most important things, I'm never broke with Jesus in my heart. I always be filled and I always be taken care of. And I know that. But outside of that, I couldn't understand where that statement came from. Like I said, I'm not rich, I'm not. I struggle sometimes like everybody else. I'm a filmmaker and that money comes out of my pocket. For my films, I have actually funded every film that I've had. I've funded every stage production that I have had. And I feel blessed to have been able to do so, and I was talking about my film and, I shared that my film was selected in one of the film festivals. Like, oh, you really do that? Yes. And then it was like, oh, I thought you were broke. I couldn't even understand where that comment came from, why it was said. It blew my mind. I was like, all right, I'm gonna need clarification. Help me understand why you think I'm broke. And like I said, people, I'm not rich, so don't get it twisted. I'm not rich. I'm not driving no major vehicle and all of that kind of stuff. I'm, as my dad always told me, live within my means. I'm living within my means. But some people just don't realize that some of the things that they say, and the way that they how could I say, compute things is racist. Because if you grew up in that environment, you just don't get it. For instance, just don't tell me that you have a black friend. You have friends. You don't need to point out what color your friends are if you're real friends. That's just my personal opinion. You don't need to do that. My friend so-and-so, their name. You don't need to tell me that you have a black friend. That's not necessary. I don't need to know. Like, and the thing about it is, like I said, when one has been raised in that environment and they're unaware and they don't realize, because they weren't raised in your household, and they don't realize that some of the things that they say is racist. I had someone tell me, it was a coworker, someone told her at her other job, she said that they told her she wore her hair out in an afro and her hair was like pretty long, but she had like twist outs, and her supervisor told her that her hair was offensive. And just like she said, wait, how is the hair growing from my head offensive? How does my hair offend you? Like, I don't have any control over it. It's how it grew out my head. But still, into this day and age, this woman felt comfortable enough to tell her that her hair was offensive, and this is her natural born hair. So I don't think that it was understood that this is just me, her, just being a human being and trying to go and make an honest dollar. And you had an issue with my hair. It's deep. So I'm going on a little bit of a tangent, but I want to bring it back. And I'm just going to say that some of the comments that I've heard in reference to the shootings, and I'm still trying to understand and wrap my head around, why hasn't anyone been held accountable at all in any way, shape, form, or fashion for Breonna Taylor's death just to this day? I'm trying to understand why no one has been held accountable for going into the wrong apartment and killing this woman. It just blows my mind. Now, like I said, I have a platform and I haven't talked about a lot of these different things that have been going on. I do try to keep some of my topics light, and I try to tread lightly only because I do have a platform, and YouTube will shut you down. Facebook will put you in Facebook jail. You know, it's just really, I have to tread lightly, period. Because like I said, they'll put you in Facebook jail, and they will shut down my YouTube page in a heartbeat. You're on Sedora Radio. I am live on YouTube as well as Facebook. This is Deeva Gordon with the Deeva Show, coming to y'all real about some of these things that's going on. And I made a comment just to recap real quick, and then I'll start and move on to some other things. Just to recap real quick, some of the comments that I've heard about the recent events of Mr. Blake, and also of the 17-year-old that was arrested. You know, it was said in my earshot that why did he get arrested? Because he was just defending himself. Like I said, we don't know what led up to them, you know, him being chased, or whether he was actually being chased, or he did something, was running, or what was going on at the time. However, if that was a black man, 17, shotgun, running down the street, and he just turns around and shoots, like, he would have been arrested as well. But I don't think anybody would have said out of their mouth he was just defending himself. I don't know. I could be right. I could be wrong. I'm just putting it out there. Could be right. Could be wrong. But I'm just saying, you know, that I talked about earlier. And I also talked about the fact of with Mr. Blake, he was agitated. You see the officers following him around the car. They followed him around the car. However, once he opened that car door, it posed even more of a threat. They had no idea what was in the car, what he was reaching for. However, you tased, but then you held his shirt and shot him 7 times, not once, not twice, not 3, not 4, not 5, not 6, 7 times. I just, for me, understanding he was agitated and he reached into the car. I understand. I get that. You shot him in the back 7 times. One of the things that was said was he should have just complied. I'm going to say this. I believe that he should have complied, but I do not justify them. I don't think that those 7 shots, I know those 7 shots were not a justification. You just cannot justify those 7 shots in his back by just saying he did not comply. It's just not. What? A 12-year-old? 12-year-old? Oh my God. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm looking at my timeline, and my cousin, shout out to Belinda. My cousin, love you. A young black male, 12-year-old, playing with a toy gun in the park. Tamor Rice, yes. Like, I'm praying. I recall that story. I'm praying for peace, and hopefully we can come to some kind of understanding. Hopefully we'll still push forward for more change. It's just hurtful when you hear certain things and you know it's another one of your brothers or one of your sisters that is either no longer here or their life has been altered for life. I can't even imagine what his sons are going through, and his child's mother, his mother and father, like everybody that, you know, hearts that he has touched. And then it hurts that you have to watch it on television over and over and over again. The video plays on social media, constant, you know, so it's like reliving a nightmare, you know, over and over and over and over. Yes, you're absolutely right, Belinda. Like, I'll say Black skin, for some reason, is intimidating to others. However, our language, our dance, the way that we communicate with each other has been tried to be duplicated to the point where even now, and not just in Philadelphia, but all over, when you watch a news broadcast, it's not even like it used to be. It used to be very rigid. It used to be very tailored. It's certain things they wouldn't veer off and say and so forth and so on. Now, like you have some newscasters that are using slang words on national television. If we did that, we were considered ghetto. But if it's done, it's cool. They're hip. I don't understand. I don't understand. If I go to work and I talk slang, it's a problem. It's a problem. I have many jobs, so I'm not talking about one specific job. I'm just saying, in general, it's like with your skin color. And this is one of the things that my aunts have instilled in me, my mother, my father, instilled in me that the expectation of you is higher. How do I say this without being offensive? And I don't want y'all to take this the wrong way. However, it's like you have to tailor yourself so that you're not offensive. You have to be extra as far as your demeanor, your behavior, how you respond to people, how you communicate with people. My aunt always told me, speak articulate. Do not use slang words when you communicate, especially when you're in an environment, so to speak. We always have to be extra, go that extra mile to make sure that we're doing okay, like that we're not offending someone or we're not causing a situation. So many times you are at a job and you're called into an office on BS. Okay, been there. You're called into the office on BS and it is, but you can't respond that way. You have to respond calm. You can get your point across though without going off the deep end, without cussing, without fussing, without, going off. But you still have to tailor your activity in your response and how you communicate with people so that you're not offensive. And other counterparts don't have that challenge. We often talk about how we have to have these conversations with our sons. Now, I have a brother, I have a son, I have a grandson, and life is just so unpredictable right now. I'm trying to remember the young man's name from Philadelphia. I watched his video earlier this morning and I cannot remember his name. I believe his last name is Bell. He is an officer of Philadelphia. And I was watching a video. He went out of town with his wife. They going on vacation. They going to this video I just watched. It happened 2 days ago. He's on vacation, and I think it's somewhere in Maryland. He was pulled over, showed identification that he was an officer, 30 years. They took out a canine saying that the canine did a hit on the car, saying that the canine did a hit on the car, and it was a hit for drugs. Listen, a police officer showed him everything, badge, everything. He has a very nice SUV. They had him and his wife pulled over for failing to put on a turn signal. Held him up for almost 20 minutes or so, or maybe more, because I'm not sure how long he was there before he started filming. But they completely searched his vehicle, took everything out of his vehicle, and basically had him there for almost 20 minutes to a half an hour. He identified as a police officer, showed him his badge. Why? He's been on the force. He is in the military and has been on the force for 30 freaking years. He has the same exact job that they have. Where is the level of respect? Where is the level of respect, people? I'm sorry. I'm still going in on it. But just like I said, when you are Black in America, you have challenges from the very first day of your life, period, no matter what. You just do, you know. But like I said, I was coming to y'all because I was thinking about, what has been going on. I have not gotten on my platform and discussed anything, and I decided to do it this morning, this afternoon, to come to you all and to just talk to you about what's going on, and just, I guess I also needed my release because dealing with this pandemic, and actually every time you turn on a television or every time you scroll through your timeline, you're looking at another one, another one, another one. And it's like, when does it stop? When does it end? How can we end this? How can we come to a somewhat middle ground where we can come to an understanding to just simply respect each other? Respect each other and have accountability for your actions. Like, I'm just going to say, 4 years ago, you didn't have some of the conversations that we're having now. 4, 5, 6, 7 years ago, we didn't have some of the conversations that we're having now. Now it's just those that did not openly speak out about how they felt about certain things are just now openly just spewing it in every way, form, or fashion. And I'm going to say, it's not just one-sided. It's not just one-sided. And while I'm going to say this, and some people may agree and some people may not agree, but I'm going to say this: racism also covers all different shades in every way, because you have African Americans that are racist as well and have racist comments. I'm not sure, and I can't remember the two guys' names. But it was very odd to me. I watched it. Some of you may be aware of it and some may not be. However, it's a pair of twins and they're African American, and they spew a lot of racist comments, and they have so many views all over social media. It was the first time I watched it, and I'm trying to remember their names. And if anybody can recall what their names are, if you could just pop it in the comments, that would be great. But they constantly discuss the fact of how they are Republicans, and some of the comments that they have are just unbelievable. And don't get me wrong, how could I say this? African Americans have a hard enough time in this country surviving without African Americans discriminating against African Americans, if that makes sense. But I watched it. I couldn't believe it. I couldn't watch it anymore. They talk about almost everything from A to Z, especially as far as they discuss Black Lives Matter. My heart was hurt just listening to them. Like I said, if somebody can remember the name of the twins, you could pop it in the comments, but I can't remember their names. But when it came on, I was looking and I was like, all right, what's this? And, those two good looking young brothers, they work out, and they have this video that they do it all day, different times all day long. And they have a very, very, very popular channel. And you've seen them too? Yes. And they are gun rights activists. And when I look, I'm like, wow, so when I say there's some racism, is not just Caucasians being racist. You have African Americans that are racist against Caucasians. You have African Americans that are racist against African Americans. And it's true. I'm just going to tell y'all, if you ever watched this video, and I'm not going to say their names. If you want to put the comments, you can, but I'm not going to say their names because I'm not going to be a contributor to their page. I'm not doing that. But, you know, that's why I'm talking about racism itself. We have to come to a respect level. And like I said, 4 or 5, 6 years ago, there was a certain respect level. I'm sorry, I'm waiting for my computer to catch up. But there was a certain respect level. You know, everybody did not say everything that's on their minds. Just like my father used to tell me when I was growing up, he said, everybody don't have to know what you're thinking. It's not important for everybody to know what's on your mind, what you're thinking. You know, they don't need to know what makes you tick. You know what I'm saying? You could be in an uncomfortable environment and everybody doesn't have to know that you are uncomfortable. It's not necessary for everybody to know what's on your mind. But these days, like in these past 4 years, people have just gotten reckless, you know, absolutely reckless, as to where a lot of the conversations that we didn't have before. You have people openly saying things to people as they walk across the street. I'm gonna give you a prime example. So I'm not sure if you all are aware. I'm not sure if you all are aware, and I'm sorry, I'm waiting for my computer to catch up to me. But I'm gonna share this with you. Last year, was it last year? No, it wasn't last year. This is when COVID first started. I think it was March or April. I went to work. So I'm coming out of work, and I'm not sure if some of you are aware, but I'm a shopper for a company, just in case that company comes on and has a problem with something that I said. I'm not going to identify it. But I'm a shopper. That's one of my part-times, one of. Now, I'm working in a pandemic, getting temperature checks. Actually, this was before they even started doing the temperature checks. So I'm working, the gloves, the mask, like all of this stuff. And this is when it was like really, really scary when it first started happening. And they were talking about, oh, how to live on this surface and that surface, on the fruit and the vegetables and so forth and so on. So anyway, it was a difficult time because I was afraid to go to work for a minute. And I was like, you know what? I was afraid to go there. I'm like, man, I can't live scared. I just got to protect myself and make sure that I stay sanitized. So anyway, so after I finished my long shift, I come outside. I'm tired because I also worked another job the night before. And I come out and I go to get in my car. So when I went to go and get in my car, this car drove up behind me and kind of like blocked my car in a little bit. And this older Caucasian man says to me, and it shocked me when I heard it. So that's why I responded, but it kind of caught me off guard. He was like, what are you doing over here? So I looked and I said, what? And he was like, are you allowed to be over here? Because I had Pennsylvania plates, and he was a New Jersey resident. And after he said, are you allowed to be over here? I then got my faculties together. I was like, I'm working during a pandemic and possibly staging food in here for people like you that may not be able to get out occasionally. So I'm not sure of your question, but he was like, but are you supposed to be over here? So an African-American gentleman walked up and he was like, you all right, sis? And I was like, yeah, I'm okay. And the guy slowly drove off. So quite a few things happened in that whole communication. First of all, how are you asking me, like, what made you think, even though I did answer, because I'm like, what? I'm working. What made you think that you had a right to question me and slightly chastise me? I'm a grown woman. You don't even know me. But you felt that superior that you could stop me, question me, and ask me what I'm doing in your state. And you know, the African-American gentleman walked up and he asked if I was okay. And then my thought process even went into, this could have been turned into a bad situation. And not only that, would he have questioned a male? Would he have questioned an African-American male what he was doing there in the state? And I think part of the reason why he kind of like went on his way, because he saw me taking my ID off, which identified that I was working somewhere. But at any rate, what made him think that he had that right? And that's why I say, like 4 or 5 years ago, he probably would have just rode right past me. But because I'm short, I'm not that tall, like I'm 5'1". He was older and he had white hair, gray hair all over his head or whatever, but he absolutely had no fear in questioning me what I was doing in his state, why I was there, what was I doing there. But that has not, in the past, I'll say about 4 or 5 years ago, he probably would have just drove right past me, if pandemic or not. But that's where I say, what makes a person feel that comfortable now today to just say what they want, i.e. the whole Karen situation. Shout out to all of the Karens out there. And I'm talking about the real Karens, the people that actually received that name at birth, because they just took y'all name and just ran with it. And I know when y'all introduce yourselves to people, you don't want to say, what's your name? Karen. So, but shout out to those Karens out there that are acting a fool. I just want to say a silent prayer for y'all and for y'all's safety, because some of you are just going over the top thinking that you just have a right to question people or tell people what to do. And it's sad, and because you're going to put yourself in a sticky situation, because this is no longer the 30s, the 40s, the 50s, or the 60s, or the 70s. We are in 2000. So, just be mindful and just be careful of your communication with people. Yeah, there's a lot of Karens out there that's like, why they have to name this chick Karen? Why couldn't she be Sally or something like that? But no, they gave her the name. Ouch, 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 ouch. They never gave her the name Karen. I'm sorry. I had a little accident. I got a cut on my leg and I accidentally just hit it on my table. But this is Deeva Gordon. I am on Sador Radio. I'm on Sador Radio with you guys. And I'm looking forward to next show, which is Thursday, the second Thursday, because Lonnie, if you're still on there, we are going to be doing our on-air interview. We've been trying to get together to do this interview for a minute. This is like when the pandemic first began. And there have been events that have gotten in the way. And I'm just going to say, most recently, if nobody knows, which I'm sure y'all do, Miss Yolanda Johnson Young is a filmmaker, Finding Elijah. And her film is about suicide prevention and also changing the laws in Airbnbs, hotels, and motels in reference to putting carbon monoxide detectors in the hotels to save a life. And yesterday, actually, the day before yesterday, I learned of a family friend that her son also took his life and committed suicide. So, it's still happening, and we have to figure out how to help in some kind of way. Not only help the grieving parents, but also figure out a way that we could possibly reach and get to our children or anyone who has suicidal thoughts. So I'm going to ask you to still continue to keep Lonnie in prayer, Yolanda Johnson Young. Keep Lonnie in prayer, as well as keeping my family friend in prayer, because this is the most difficult time for her. And make sure that you check out Lonnie's page, because she posts a lot of information in reference to finding Elijah, his journey. Her film has been selected for multiple film festivals, and they've won multiple awards. And she has some great news that she's going to share with you on the second Thursday at 12 noon. I'll be on from 12 noon until 2 p.m. So make sure that you prepare, because I'm going to be marketing, promoting it. It's just that so many things happen this week, so many events. And yesterday my home was broken into. So yeah, Diva is still pushing on. I'm not going to stay on that topic, but yeah, my home was broken into yesterday. And like I said, my family friend, her son committed suicide. So my childhood friend that I grew up with, and her father and my dad were like best friends. So we've been friends basically for a lifetime, and her son took his life. So this week has just been kind of really difficult. My house yesterday had to be resecured. I had to put some new basement windows in. And in the interim, I have dust everywhere and everything. So some of the things that I wanted to do yesterday and I wanted to get out and do, I couldn't, because it was just so much going on. I already talked to y'all before about my crazy neighbors that I have going on over here. But I have more cameras that went up. I have resecured my basement windows. And you know what? I'm going to do my cleanup. Life moves on. I'm not going to live scared or anything. It is what it is, as they say. I will survive and I will move on. So don't feel no sorrow and say, oh, I'm sorry that happened. It happens to a lot of people. Not everybody, but it happens to a lot of people. And I'm dealing with a whole situation over there. So, it is what it is. But I'm okay. I'm all right. I'm thanking God that I was able to resecure my home, because sometimes things happen with people, they get break-ins or what have you, and they're not able to do what I was able to do. And I'm just going to say that. So my father always tells me, look for the solution and not the problem, and don't wallow in your own self-pity. So moving on. So I'm just going to backtrack and talk about what we started out with. We was talking about the recent shooting of Mr. Blake and why no one has still been held accountable for the death of Breonna Taylor. I just from the very beginning, it was said they had the wrong apartment. But then we went into the boyfriend was supposedly a drug dealer. She was helping as a drug runner for him and all of this other kind of stuff. And I'm like, wait, what? Why does that, if it were the truth, which from what I understand, that was the shade that was thrown to deter people from what's going on. And September is National Suicide Awareness Month. Thank you. Suicide Prevention Month. Thank you, Lonnie. So we're definitely going to dig into yes, I apologize. Died by suicide. That is the correct and correct term. But if they went to the wrong apartment and they were not the suspects that they were seeking, why have they not been held accountable for her death? I don't understand. I'm going to put this out there, and I'm going to say this. Many of you know that one of my jobs, I work for the police department. I'm going to say this. I have friends that I grew up with. I have new friends through my daughter, people that I have known for years. Shout out to James Keith for his service, David Addison for your service, to Kishana for her service. Like, shout out to all of our officers out there that are giving their blood, sweat, and tears to keep people safe, even though they're being treated as a whole. And I'm just going to put it out there. You can get angry, you can get upset, you can say what you want, doesn't matter. They're being treated as a whole. The violence is real. All across this country, you know, there have been a few officers that have lost their lives, and they may not even been involved in anything racial, possibly treated people that they have arrested with respect, and they were targeted. They were targeted and shot. I'm going to say, like I said, I have family and friends that are officers. I don't hold all of them. Wow, that's insane. No prosecution in the near future. That's just insane. And I'm sorry, Sadiq is commenting on it about Breonna Taylor. And to me, that's just disgusting. You know, a young woman's life was taken. You know, nothing is being done, nothing at all. Like, I don't get it. But like I was saying, you know, I know a lot of cops that are very good at what they do in their communication. They want to do the right thing. And, you know, there's good and bad in everyone, but I don't think that the whole entire organization should be targeted the way that they're targeted with violence, the way that they are. Now, don't get me wrong. I understand a lot of actions that have taken place recently are wrong in every which way. But I am going to give a shout out and a prayer to all of our officers out there that black, white, brown, purple, it doesn't matter. They're putting their lives on the line for us and our safety. You know, yesterday when I had to have my interaction, you know, it was handled great. You know, it was handled great. And of course, they're called for next door a lot of times. So I interact. When I say I interact, it's not like we out there busting it up or anything like that, but I interact because they're in my driveway, and sometimes I got to move my car for them to remove somebody out of that house or whatever. So, you know, I have not had a bad experience. Let me knock on wood. I have not had a bad experience, but there are a lot of bad experiences out there. So don't get me wrong. I'm not in no way, shape, form, or fashion condoning anything, giving a slap on the wrist about anything. It is what it is. There are some that are out there that are just awful and don't need to carry the badge, period. But my whole interaction that I had yesterday, and, you know, we had some smiles, and it was two young ladies, actually, two African-American young ladies, officers that came and responded, and they communicated with me well and so forth and so on. And it was a good experience. And they seen that I was not like losing my mind behind it, because this is not the first time that my house has been broken into. But I know some people say move, but I've been in my house for 20 something years. You know what I mean? Going on 22 years. I might rent it out and move on. But at any rate, you know, I did have good interaction with them when they came. So, but, you know, I talk about these things, and I talk about it because we have to find a balance. We have to find a balance. We have to find a medium where we're somewhat on a respectable accord. And I say a respectable accord is because, you know, if we don't figure out how to develop this respectable accord, respectful accord, we're never going to get peace. We're never going to get peace. The morals have to be in place. The respect level has to be in place. Good communication has to be in place. Better understanding, and most definitely accountability. Accountability is so important, all the way across the board. And I just wanted to bring that to y'all. And I got kind of heavy with that for like a whole hour. I didn't mean to go in like that, but sometimes I start to talk, and because it does touch my core, it's like sometimes I'll go on about different, different aspects of everything and bring it roundabout. But this is Deeva Gordon with the Deeva Show. I'm on Sador Radio. I'm on here I always say that, every second and fourth Thursday from 12 noon until 2 p.m. Now in September, I'm going to have my special guest, Miss Yolanda Johnson Young, and she's going to be discussing her journey as far as finding Elijah, her film journey, and as well as we're going to talk a bit about Suicide Prevention Awareness Month, which is September. Okay, so I do want to make sure that y'all tune in. Yolanda is a very good friend of mine. We, people often have that saying where they say, your good friends are friends that you may not talk to every day, but when you talk, it's like y'all don't miss a beat. For years it was me, Yolanda, and I'm going to say Lonnie because we call her Lonnie. It was me, Lonnie, and Camille. We were like the three amigos. You know what I mean? I remember first meeting them in high school. I was like really scared. My first time out of, catching public transportation all the way down almost to Center City because we were going to FLC, which is at 15th and Mount Vernon. But just saying all of that to say that, and I was on the subway. That was a big deal. I'm on the subway now. I can catch a bus a couple of blocks, but I was actually catching the bus and getting on the subway. I was grown. You couldn't tell me nothing. That orange line was mine. But anyway, moving on. Pick up the phone and we talk. It's like we never missed a beat. It's like we never missed a beat at all. So Lonnie is going to be on my show on the second Thursday. And we're going to be talking about a lot of different things from 12 noon until 2 p.m. We're going to talk about her film. We're going to talk about her film journey with so many film festivals. I don't know how you keep up with them. And the different awards that you won, how the journey has been in the film festivals. I know that you also you have a membership with Scribe. I'm not sure how Scribe is working right now, but Scribe you could talk more about Scribe when you get here, because I remember when we do the interview, because I remember I had you on to interview, and unfortunately I didn't film at the time, and I wish that I was able to at the time. But Scribe is monumental to filmmakers in the city of Philadelphia, whether you're aware of it or not. And we're going to talk a bit about that. Scribe actually holds classes to teach you the different aspects of filming: in front of the camera, behind the camera, editing, lighting, sound, all of that. And they have some monumental programs, and it's Scribe, SCRIBE, and it's in West Philadelphia on Lancaster Avenue. Now, I'm going to give you some brief information about it. They have different courses there where you can be a part of the class, and your class is a part of your crew. You develop a film. It could be a documentary. Yes, Scribe Video Center. Yes, if you're looking it up, Google Scribe Video Center. They have classes that you're a part of, and the people that are in your class that are learning along with you are a part of your crew and your cast, for certain films or what have you. And, you get to utilize the equipment, learn how the equipment works, and they teach you the whole process of developing a film. I'm just telling you, it's monumental to have that right there. A lot of times people want to go to different, as they consider top of the line schools that will actually have you in class and just have you sit down and, you're in a classroom and you're reading textbooks or, not learning hands-on. But Scribe gives you hands-on and teaches you everything as you go along. Of course, there's going to be some things that are written. You get hands-on with the computer and everything, the editing software, the whole nine. They have it on site. If you are a filmmaker, I'm just telling you, there are a lot of benefits there are a lot of benefits to Scribe Video Center. And I'm just going to say that there's a lot of benefits in utilizing Scribe Video Center, but you got to come serious. Don't come just say, oh, I was just trying to see what it was like or what it's about. Who knows? They might even have something going on right now with COVID where they still have different, maybe not classes, but maybe they have a virtual or another learning tool. I'm not sure because I have not reached out to them, but just check into it. Scribe Video Center, check into it and see what you could possibly, learn along your journey, because I know me, and shout out to Ty Birch. I've been saying this to him since right before the COVID hit, that I'm getting ready to take up some editing classes, but you already know my plate is so full. I've been all over the place doing so much. But I want to get behind the camera. I'm not in front of the camera, but I want to get behind the camera, editing. Oh, wow. And see, Yolanda said she just finished a script writing class with them. So they are doing classes. So utilize some things to your benefit. And some of you are not working. Some of you are at home. Y'all better reach out to Scribe and see what you can get so that when this pandemic is over and things open up, you can jump right in, and you might even have a piece that's already finished as far as the script is concerned. And you might just need to put those little intricate pieces together. So, I was talking to, okay, they have it virtually. That's awesome. I know, and that's the script writing class. It's virtual. And I'm just saying, you can never learn too much about a topic. Like, you can never learn too much. I am going to be, like I said, I am going to be looking into the filming and being behind the camera and editing, because I'm going to say shout out to Sean Chin, Ty Birch. Oh my gosh. So, oh my gosh. Jared. Who else? My girl. Oh my God. I can't remember her name. Ashley, I believe it is. Ashley, listen, I'm just saying, I'm going to give a shout out to them, because even though I write and I produce, that camera eye of what you can do, I see and I have a vision of certain things. But when you had that additive of that eye, and sometimes you could develop it, you know what I mean, as you go along, it's like, okay, I know how I want to see this and how I want to see that, but you don't know how to bring it. So, checking out a class at Scribe, you never know. It may open wonderful opportunities to you for you to be able to do some other creative things with your piece. You just never know. So I'm just bringing it to y'all, like I said, inspiration and information, and keeping it 100. Also, while I'm here, I am also going to dig into, Lonnie, we talked about Film Freeway, right? And I'm going to bring y'all some information real quick, and I'm going to put it out there. And I know y'all can still see me, but I can't see you see me. That's so funny. I can't see you see me because I'm pulling up something. I remember it was a show that I did, and I was telling everybody about the benefits of signing up for Film Freeway and what they have available to you as far as benefits are concerned. So I'm going on here, and I'm just going to break it down and give y'all some of the information, how it works. With Film Freeway, if you go to the very first page, you scroll all the way down to the bottom of it, and it says benefits, right? So if you're a member, you can also become a gold member. And if you become a gold member on Film Freeway, it gives you discounts on submissions for your film into different festivals. There are so many different festivals that are going on right now virtually. And let me tell you something, when you do these different festivals, like I said to you before, it does so much for you, because it gives you more eyes for people to see your work, and feedback, because they will give you feedback on your work. So like I said, you go to the bottom, it's Film Freeway, all one word, filmfreeway.com. When you go on there, scroll all the way to the bottom and click on benefits. After you click on benefits, it'll say joining Film Freeway has its perks. Now, let me tell you some of these perks. If you are a filmmaker and you're out there doing your thing, this is important. Let me see. Let me go down here. Am I signed up already? All right. Yeah, I'm on my page. So they have exclusive partner benefits if you are a member of Film Freeway. They have Seed and Spark. Seed and Spark is a one-time shop where filmmakers can crowdfund. Can you hear me? Can crowdfund, distribute, and interact with their audience and broaden their independent film community. So that's one thing. That's Seed and Spark. Now, a lot of this stuff, it's just available to you. It doesn't cost you anything. And when you hit redeem, your email is hooked up to Film Freeway. So they'll automatically send you an email with information on your next step and how you can watch some of the webinars that they have. Like, for instance, Film Freeway Secrets. It says Film Festival Secrets. So this particular one is talking about secrets. It says Film Festival Secrets is a filmmaker's roadmap to the festival circuit. Tips and tricks for filmmakers submitting to film festivals. So if you ever have any questions about, well, I didn't get selected in this one, but I got selected in that one. Just like somebody tells you how to submit a resume, and you know how they pull out keywords from your resume to suit what they're looking for. Same thing. These film festival secrets, like they said, they want to give you some tips and tricks for filmmakers submitting to these different film festivals. Like, they'll give you the little intricate things that the festivals look for in your piece, possibly some of the do's and some of the don'ts. Why not take advantage of that? Why not take advantage of that if it's free? Exactly. Seed and Spark. And that's what I'm saying, Lonnie. You already know. You're the one that told me about the benefits on here. But Seed and Spark helped one of her friends to complete her film. And this is what it says here for the Film Festival Secrets. You want Film Festival Secrets. You want those credits on your film. You want to get selections. You want to get your work out there. You want people to see your work. And what it says here is Film Freeway members receive a free film festival strategy bundle, including a 5-part festival readiness course, the Better Festival Submissions Toolkit ebook, and 10 simple secrets for saving money on festival submissions. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Did you hear what I just said? It says free film festival strategy bundle. So they have all of these things, because I did Film Secrets as well. They have all of this wrapped up to let you know, okay, you're in the game, but we want you to be in the game, if that makes sense. Say, oh, you in? No, I want to be in. So I'm just saying, like, you're home, or if you're not at home, you can also go to it on your phone. Go down. I'm gonna tell you about a couple of more benefits, and that's my whole point and purpose, is to try to share this information with you all, not hold on to it myself. You know what I mean? I have a platform. I'm going to use it. So they also have Movie Maker magazine. And it says Movie Maker magazine is the nation's leading resource on the art of and business of making movies, and the world's famous, widely read independent film magazine. Now, we always hear about the big wigs, on the main screens and stuff like that. And that's where we're trying to get to. But this is a magazine that focuses on independent filmmakers. A lot of independent filmmakers are not really sure what avenues they have available. You can read about someone that made it, or you can go in and see a journey in which someone traveled in order to get their film made. It may give you some ideas on how to get a film made yourself. And listen, it says Film Freeway members receive a special discount on 1-year and 2-year print subscriptions with promo code Film Freeway. I'm just saying, a lot of times things are right at your fingertips. You just got to reach out and touch. One more. Of course, Backstage is on there. It says for more than 50 years, Backstage has been the top tool for industry professionals to cast their projects, with over 100,000 actors using Backstage. Casting directors, independent filmmakers, and producers nationwide use Backstage to find the right talent. You might be able to go in there and find you some reasonable talent. I'm just saying, Stage 32, what's this about? Stage 32 connects film creatives from all over the world and provides a variety of educational services designed to help you hone your craft and stay on top of all things happening in the industry. Film Freeway members receive 10% off of all Stage 32 next level webinars. Listen, I'm just at the top of the page. This is not all of the benefits that are available. A lot of them are available at discount rates, and some of them are available for free for filmmakers. Why not take advantage of it? You home, Slated. Listen to this. Slated. Slated is the world's leading online film finance marketplace. I'm just saying, I'm not making this up, and I'm not just coming by. I'm reading this. I'm reading this directly to you so that you know what you have available at your fingertips. Go in there and create yourself an account. You can upload your film, and you can submit, even on your phone, you can submit your film to a festival from your phone. I'm just saying, it's just that easy. You can submit that way, and I'm going to go back and I'm going to tell y'all about some other benefits. But I'm going to read this one, and then I'm going to go back and tell you about some of the other benefits. Slated is the world's leading online film finance marketplace, matching filmmakers and their projects with talent, financing, sales, and distribution. Over 1,400 films have received $1.4 billion in investor introductions to date. Connect your film directly with over 1,700 sales agents and distributors who can increase your odds of getting into festivals, ensuring your film gets sold around the world. What was that? Okay. Around the world, people. Around the world. Isn't that what we want? Isn't that what we want? So I'm just saying, then you have Smart House Creative. There's so many different opportunities that are available for us as filmmakers that are out here. There's a Filmmaker Alliance. They have Indie Picks, Unlimited, Whipster. Whipster is an intuitive video review and approval from filmmakers, so you get to collab on top of your work in progress videos with colleagues or clients. Whipster is the most simple and elegant way to upload, share, review, and approve videos. I have a software like that. It's called, oh my gosh, I can't remember the first name, but it's something I.O. And basically what it is I can edit my film on my phone, and then I can send my editor my edits of what I want in certain places and where to stop the film and where to start the film and all of that. So this is another tool, and this is 20% off with your Film Freeway subscription. I'm still not even in the middle half of the page. And I'm doing this because the other day I sat and I told you all about Film Freeway and its benefits, but I need y'all to grasp the concept of things and start utilizing some things to your benefit. So simple DCP. Some of you are not aware what DCP stands for. It stands for digital cinema projection, and that is the format in which, outside of 4K, that is the digital software in which most festivals want your film in for the festival. I know with in-person screening, I had some difficulty because my film was not in DCP. Getting it in DCP is not always easy either. It can be costly. So I'm saying that to say they also have a benefit on Film Freeway. And it says simple DCP creates digital cinema packaging for theatrical exhibition. Whether you're planning a film festival run or distributing your film to theaters, Simple DCP provides you with the tools and expertise to master and distribute your film with confidence. Film Freeway members receive a 5% discount on Simple DCP services. This offer can be combined with other discounts. It can be combined with other discounts, including those offered with our film festival partners. So, listen, this is an opportunity for you to take your film from this level to that level. Because once you got it in DCP, you know, submitting it to these different film festivals, it's already in the format in which they want it in. It can be costly. Trust me, I know it can be very costly to get your film in DCP format. Let me see. I am losing juice. I am losing juice, which means I'm going to have to hold my phone for a minute because I have the new phone, so I don't have as many issues as I was having before. But all right, there y'all go. Y'all still there? We are still cooking with grease, people. Why is this not? All right, it's charging now. I'm sorry, people. Bear with me for just a minute. I'm just going to have to hold it. Bear with me for just a minute. So, at any rate, we are at 138. Are you kidding me? So, I am on here, and they have an IndieCrowdfunder.com. IndieCrowdfunder.com is a one-stop shop, financial conduit for Hollywood to raise money for accredited and uncredited investors. So you have a lot of everything going on. You know, you just got to reach out. You just got to reach out and do your Google. So I just wanted to share that with you all so that you're familiar with Film Freeway, and make sure that you check out filmfreeway.com, sign up, make your own account. Once you make your own account, you can start enjoying all of these benefits. Like, don't just, listen to me and still not take advantage of the benefits. Take advantage of these benefits. Okay. Also, I want to talk to you all and let you all know that, yes, I'm working on my product line. I have, for Nature's Kiss by Gordon's, I have the hair serum. I have the body butter. And what I'm going to be doing is a special. Yes, I am. I'm just saying, my bath bombs are the bomb. I love them. And then I have, like I said, the body butter. I have the 1 ounce. I have 4 ounce. And I also have the 8 ounce. But I'm going to tell you something special. I'm running a special. And guess what? If you purchase 2 serums, the hair growth serum, you will get a sample of the body butter for free. And when I say it's about the size of, I'll be showing it to y'all when I come to y'all and tell y'all about it. But if you buy 2 serums, you'll get a sample of the body butter for free. Now, let me tell you something about the body butter. The body butter it's creamy. It goes on nice and smooth. It doesn't leave your skin oily. But I will tell you, it will last. It will last. You don't need to use a whole lot of it, but I do want to send out some samples so that y'all can check it out and enjoy the body butter. It's Nature's Kiss by Gordon's. It is the body butter. So that special is coming up where I said, if you buy 2 serums, 2 hair serums, you will get a little tub of the body butter for free, so that you can try it out and see what it's like and see what you like about it. And I want y'all, whenever y'all purchase and get your products, please feel free, to post and let me know how it's working for you, how you like it, and how it's benefiting you, because I like real comments, like before and after. I see these different commercials And I'll just say, I see the commercials and some of the sponsored advertisements on Facebook where, I'm sorry, I'm like going straight in on the phone and forgetting about, think of my people. There we go. There we go. I want people to see real, real results. I've seen some of the commercials and the sponsored commercials on Facebook on my timeline, and people are posting pics with hair serum and a head full of hair. How does that work? Now I'm going to show y'all right here. Like my edges have returned. They have returned. So I'm excited and I'm happy about that. My edges have returned and my hair is a lot stronger and it's a lot healthier than it was because it was like breaking off. But my hair is a lot healthier. My hair is a lot stronger. My edges have come back. You can see, I don't know if you can see my burn is like really like going away. So I want real results. I want real results. Feel free to share with me your journey, your story. Is it strengthening your hair? Is it promoting the hair growth for you? Are you interested in the body butter? Because I know a couple of people that got body butters. How are you liking the body butter? How is it working out for your skin? Do you like it? A lot of people was telling me that they really like the scent of it. I like the scent too. It's kind of like really like soothing because I'm like an earthy person. So I don't like pungent things. I like things that are kind of like soft and soothing. So yeah, let me know how this journey is going for you as far as the hair serum is concerned. And I'm going to keep bringing y'all the noise with everything that's going on out here. We done talked about almost everything, but this is the Deeva Show on Sedua Radio, where I talk about the industry, inspiration, and I keep it 100. Okay, I definitely keep it 100. So I want to make sure that y'all tune in on the second Thursday at 12 noon until 2 p.m. so that we'll have our interview with Yolanda Johnson Young, and she says she is rubbing her body butter on right now. Oh God, thank you. I'm glad you love it. I love it too. Every morning, like I'm just putting it on, and I love it. It dries and it's not all greasy and all of that kind of stuff. And it has healing properties in it at the same time. It's not just body butter that's just going to go on, but it has healing properties in it. So I really like it. And wait, y'all gonna really like the bath bombs. Listen, it's like when you get in the tub, it's like silk. Oh my gosh. I'm guilty of using, I gotta stop using my own bath bombs. I'm like really guilty because I'm, like I said, earthy, soothy person. I like getting in a nice long hot bath. I work so much. I like getting in a long, nice hot bath. And the bath bombs, they have serum in it. It's a healing property. So, my skin feels great. And then the properties in it also are soothing my back and my muscles. Listen, I'm just trying to tell y'all, look for it. But I do have this special that's going to be coming up. It's 2 serums and you'll get a free sample of the body butter. So just make sure that if you are interested that you email me at natureskissbygordons@gmail.com, or you can comment on here, or you can comment on my page and say, hey, Deeva, I'm interested. I am going to be posting on my page when it's going up for the sale. It's probably going to be tomorrow morning, and it's going to be limited time only. You get 2 serums. You'll get a free trial of a body butter. It's a small body butter for you to sample, for you to check it out, so that you'll see, what it's like and everything. All right. So I'm getting ready to come to a close. I got 15 minutes left of my show. I can't believe that it's only 15 minutes left of my show. Like, it seems like I just got on here and just got to talking with everybody. But my mouth feels like I've been talking for almost 2 hours. I'm telling you, got to have water on hand because talking for a minute. I want to thank everybody for tuning in. And I'm going to ask y'all to do me this favor. Please do me this favor. Y'all have to go to DEU Productions LLC. on YouTube, DEU Productions LLC, and hit that subscribe button. That's at the bottom. That little red box right there. If you're on YouTube, that little red box says subscribe. If you could hit subscribe, that would help me out a great deal. It'll help continuously bring me to other people and keep you connected with my stories. What's going on with Deeva? What's going on with the Deeva Show? What's going on with the Film Witness? It'll help keep you connected. So hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and tell a friend. Make sure that you tell a friend. So this is Deeva Gordon with DEU. I'm getting ready to give y'all some music. And my Charlie Wilson. I'm going to give y'all some music shortly. Not right yet, but I'm going to give y'all some music. I appreciate everybody tuning in. Like I said, today I talked about something that I usually don't talk about on my show. It's a difficult topic, but I just had to go there because, you know, I don't watch the news on a regular basis. I can't watch the news on a regular basis because it's heart-wrenching. Yes. It's heart-wrenching to watch the news. In the back and forth about some of the things that are being said when it comes to these people losing their lives, it's just beyond me. And like I said, we have to get back to accountability. We have to get back to respecting each other's views. And we also have to get back to, like my dad said, everybody does not have to know what you're thinking. If, 4 or 5 years ago, everybody was just not so blatant about what they had to say and about, or how they even felt about African American people, or even Caucasian people, or Indian or Asian, or what have you. Now it's just like everybody just spews hate, and we got to get back to a place where we can all respect each other as individuals and just get along. It was like, 4 or 5 years ago, like we were really, and don't get me wrong, racism, it exists and it was always there. It's prevalent now, but we were getting to a point where we communicated better, and we respected each other's differences. It wasn't as much violence, So, yeah, I wanted to touch on that. And real quick, we do march when, and don't get me wrong, because I have seen it also in Philadelphia. They have marched with color on color crime. I'm just going to say, we got to save our community somehow, people. Our young people don't even have a place to play anymore. They can't go to the basketball courts. They can't go to the park. They can't even sit on their own front steps. We got to figure out a way. We got to figure out a way to bring some peace back to Philadelphia. And shout out to DeMarco Productions he's about to do his film, Philadelphia. And think about that title. Think about that title, Philadelphia. We have to get back to a point, people, where we feel safer in our streets. Gun violence is less, and our children's lives matter. Okay? So this is Deeva Gordon with DEU. We losing too many of our children. We shouldn't be losing the adults at the rate that we're losing our young adults, but we're losing so many children too by, gun violence. These innocent children are catching bullets. We got to figure out how to get back to a more peaceful state in the city of Philadelphia. I don't have the answers, and I'm not saying that I'm going to have the answers, but I would like to be a part of the process. So that's one of my goals, is to try to be a part of that process. Yeah, I'm adding something else to my repertoire. I'm adding something else. So this is Deeva Gordon with DEU. I truly appreciate each and every one of you tuning into my show. I am here every second and fourth Thursday from 12 noon until 2 p.m. I'm going to be bringing you the noise, and my next show is going to be with Miss Yolanda Johnson Young, of filmmaker of Finding Elijah. We're going to talk about the different festivals that she's been a part of. We're going to talk about her journey. We're going to talk about a little bit about Scribe, a little bit about everything. And I know, you'll be interested in hearing our conversation, because she's going to be also talking about pitch. What do y'all know about pitch? Yep. Tune in to find out about pitch. Okay. All right. And I know it's something that you want to hear about. And I'm going to be looking forward to sharing it with you. This is Deeva Gordon from DEU. And witness, we're about to get it popping. And I said that last time. Already made some moves. We're about to get it popping. So, we'll be masked up and all, but we're about to get that popping. So, Good Pitch Local Philadelphia. There we go. Good Pitch Local Philadelphia. Listen, we're going to get it in. And y'all want to know some things. Y'all want to talk about some things. We want to talk about some things. So y'all make sure that y'all tune in to that next show, which is the second Thursday. Okay. The second Thursday. And it's also Suicide Prevention Awareness Month. So we're going to be talking about that too. All right. So I'm getting ready to give y'all some crooning, some music. I love myself some Charlie Wilson. This was my soothing day. I just want to relax. I want to leave the show with like a little relaxing tune. There Goes My Baby. That's my favorite one. It's such a loving song. Snoop did that video. He did the doggone thing. So I'm getting ready to put this on. I thank you all again for tuning in. This is Deeva Gordon from DEU. This on Sador Radio. Yes, Uncle Charlie. Listen, before I go, I didn't know that man had so much energy. When I went to see him down at the Dell, oh my goodness, he had so much energy. He was on stage almost from the beginning until the end, other than clothing changes, and he didn't miss a beat. I need his energy drink. All right. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Lonnie, I'm going to call you shortly. All right. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. This is Deeva Gordon from DEU. You already know how I end my show. Thank you again for your commitment and for your consistency. I truly appreciate it. This is Deeva Gordon with DEU. Love, peace, and hair grease. Anyway, so if you're just tuning in, this is Deeva Gordon